Hello everyone. On the multiple questions you can find online about software engineering, a very recurring one is about the work and life balance. I had the idea to make this video after reading this article right there. I will link it in the description. And I thought it would be nice to talk with you and get the conversation going about what life is actually like as a software engineer, or at least my experience so far. For the moment, I have been lucky enough to work with many different companies, either freelancing or full-time, with many different sectors like web agencies, creation studios, manufacturing products, and so on and so forth. And this is my opinion right there. It seems that software engineering and software development can be as chill or as stressful as you want it to be. As you know, a very attractive part about software engineering is that it is a job without any frontiers. The only thing that is retaining you from working from this or that country is just the language. And if you speak English, you can literally go wherever you want in the world. That obviously is a huge advantage. So on one hand, you have this potentially fully remote work, but on the other hand, you hear about all of these crunch times, or just like in this article right there, the depression that comes with the job sometimes, or the burnouts even. And so how does a job that looks this chill on paper can have headlines like this on an article? Once again, here, I'm a new guy to this industry. I am freshly graduated with my fair share of experience, so this is going to be my pure, raw, humble opinion. I think the first thing is that software engineering is a passion job. If you do not like it, don't like building stuff, problem solving, or discovered this branch of work via passion and hobbies, it sounds like it is a job that you could easily quit. And so, that said, over my, for the moment, small career, I think software engineers and developers just put on themselves a self-indulged stress for a particular project. You can experience it in your own life. Anything you are passionate about that involves either a little bit of competitiveness or deadlines, you are going to stress about it. How many times have you rage quit over a video game, for example? There is really nothing at stake, it's just pixels moving on a screen, but at the end of the day, what is there to lose? And this is something that I found a lot of software engineering, but also those deadlines can lead to you losing your job. But my point is that even without deadlines or particular metrics to hit on a particular project, software engineers usually, or is the case myself, always have a concurrent hum happening in the background of you need to achieve this, you need to close this, you need to push it somewhere soon. Or at least it is my experience so far. But when you get deadlines involved, this is another story. The pattern I'm going to tell you about right now, this is going to ring a bell for a lot of people, and it is very, very common in the industry. As a software engineer in a company of, I think, any size, you just are a piece in a gigantic machine. We feed you informations or metrics, you need to do something out of it and deliver your work to something else, or let's say, for example, the front end of a website. And this link is just part of the gigantic chain of a company. And as you can imagine, from link to link, we still are humans after all, Devon did not take over yet. Some things can go wrong. For example, a design delivered too late, miscommunication on what needed to be implemented for the CMS, and so on and so forth. And those tiny little error pieces, piling on one after the other, makes you go closer to the deadline with less and less time to actually develop the product. And this is one of the biggest stress points to me as a software engineer, is that as a huge quotes here, knowledge worker, your team, or let's say if you are alone, you are the only person who can do what you were hired to do. And so when it comes to that particular link in that chain, if something goes to shit or you don't have the particular knowledge or the particular time to resolve this, it's not like we could take anyone else from other different departments to jump in and help you out with that particular thing. And that pressure, when you have time constraints or challenging technologies to use, this is when you feel it. The status of software engineering is sick. I am proud of my job, I am proud of where I am today, but this status comes at a cost I just explained to you. When you are hired to do a job, is because you and only you can do it in that particular company. Well, you or your team. You got the point. When I said in the beginning of this video that the spectrum is super broad in the work-life balance with someone working literally 24/7 and someone else finishing his day after 4 hours, is because at the end of the day, this stress that you have on yourself, it's also your job to understand that when the clock hits 5 p.m. or whenever the end of your day is, you gotta understand that you were hired with expectations, that the company know what they paid for, and what you can do in this 8-hour day, it is the company's job to decide what happens in this time frame. Did I make sense here? I think I made sense. Did I? Oh my god. I do be tired. It was a long day. But anyways, I want you to know, how is your work-life balance? Being a software engineer or anything else, by the way. Let me know in the comments. Let's get the conversation going. I hope you enjoyed this little one-on-one. It was also a little bit of a rant on my side, I have to admit. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I see you all very soon on the internet. Bye-bye, everyone.